What's good, everyone? I'm Sahilfordakill in the streets of Surrey, and it's time for something different. This is Storytime with Sahilfordakill. No, not the Storytime on my friend's channel where I actually tell stories. This is different. I'm gonna tell you tales of my past. These could be throwbacks to when I was real young or recent events that had just happened, like today's Storytime. Now, this was going to be another Sahil Says because this is technically an update on my situation. But I thought it would be more interesting to incorporate it as a story rather than an update. About a week ago, near the end of August, a huge ass storm hit these streets of Surrey and Vancouver. It was definitely one of the biggest windstorms we've had in a while. The wind was so strong that it knocked over a shit ton of trees. And most of these trees hit power lines, which caused blackouts and mass panic throughout these streets. Over 500,000 people lost power. I took my dog out on a walk just to check out the carnage, and right outside, there was a big ass tree sitting right on top of the power line. I couldn't tell you how choked I was. I didn't have power, which means no Wi-Fi, TV, or PlayStation. And keep in mind, this was a couple days before the release of Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. I was initially planning to use these few precious days to write out a script and prepare for the unboxing, but everything was online, so I had no way of accessing it. It was truly a setback. I had absolutely nothing to do because most of what I do is associated with technology. This was a perfect example where the Phantom cigar would have come in handy to pass the time. So what did I do to kill time while the power was out? Well, I ended up taking my dog out more than once, which is quite rare. I know he was satisfied. I joined the rest of my neighborhood as we gathered across the street to watch BC Hydro do work at fixing the power line. I had never seen this many people out on the sidewalk before. Some of these people I've never seen in my life, but they had nothing better to do, right? People, including myself, brought their dogs out and spent hours on end mindlessly watching the workers. I alone spent around 2 to 3 hours watching them. Another ongoing issue was the amount of time it took to get the power back. It took about 2 days to restore power to my area, which is fine, but this also meant that everything in the kitchen was powerless. We were unable to cook or warm up any food, so we had to get takeout. But the worst part was that all our food in the refrigerators went bad. People in my area on Twitter were outraged and proposed that BC Hydro should pay for all our spoiled food. But really, who the hell cares, man? At least the power's on and I can keep doing my thing. Now, another incident happened right after on August the 29th. I was taking my dog out on a walk, just doing my thing, what I'm saying? And I noticed Buddy was more excited than usual. He was sniffing all around like crazy, and that was because there was a loose dog in the area. Honestly, I didn't want him and Buddy to get in contact because shit can get real ugly real quick. But at the same time, I had to get Buddy's walk done. So I take him on his entire walk, usually up the street and back. And as I was heading home, the dog approaches. Hell, right there, a brownish black pit bull was approaching the sidewalk. And notice that this pit bull had a leash on, which means he must have been lost or abandoned by his owner. Of course, it had to be a pit bull. What other dog breed gets more abused in these streets of Surrey? It's all because these Surrey Jacks try to act tough by getting themselves a badass pit bull, but really, they only prove to be bigger pussies when they can't handle the responsibility and end up sending it to the animal shelter. Look, playa, go ahead and do your thing, you know what I'm saying? But don't get the dog involved. So anyway, I'm put in a tough spot because normally I could approach this dog, see his tag, and call SPCA to extract him. But instead I had Buddy with me, and since he's an entirely different breed, you could tell that these guys wouldn't get along. So I try and walk an alternate route, but this guy is just so eager to play. He meets my dog on someone's lawn and then a stalemate. I can't move without Buddy getting all rowdy and stuff, and the pit bull can't move until he gets tired out, which could take hours. Old folks were in front of the house thinking of how to handle this situation. And I'd like to state that the pit bull wasn't the bad one in this case. It was my dog. Yeah, the poodle terrier mix was more aggressive than the pit bull. There are so many misconceptions about pit bulls. They're probably one of the most friendliest dogs you will ever meet. So anyway, I stand my ground for about a minute until the people directed me to a garage to separate both dogs. Meanwhile, I just interrupted some uncles having a couple of drinks. I explained the situation and they gave me a plastic pipe to supposedly protect me from this dangerous threat. They opened the garage doors and the dog is gone. And finally, I walk home keeping the plastic pipe. But I was stuck wondering where the dog was. I didn't trust these brown people did the right thing. They probably just chased him off. It's no surprise. Indian people don't give a shit when it comes to dogs. Have you ever been to India? If you have, then you'll realize that the streets are filled with stray dogs. It's survival of the fittest. But you can't just reinterpret your actions from your past country into Canada. It's just not right. We gotta change this shit. And ever since that experience, I now carry a leash at all times just in case I come across another stray dog. I even went back outside to conduct a search of his last known position. But it was getting dark, so I postponed it. I pray that someone driving by with a little decency reports this to SPCA so that they can protect him. If there is someone out there like me, a sworn protector, then please do the right thing. And that wraps up my story time with Sahilfordakill. Hope you enjoyed it. Like if you like, cause haters gon' dislike. Share and sub if you know what's up. And leave a comment to show me some love. I'm Sahilfordakill in these streets.